Gas laws. The combined gas law states that
the pressure and volume of a gas are inversely proportional to each other, but directly proportional to the temperature of that gas.
phases of matter. Phases of matter consist of solid, liquid, and gas. As the temperature increases in these phases, kinetic energy increases, and potential energy stays the same. In chemistry, heat is measured in Kelvin, which is degrees Celsius plus 273. Chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are what occurs when two or more elements or compounds react. They can be broken down into the following categories: combustion reactions, single displacement reactions, double displacement reactions, synthesis reactions, and decomposition reactions. A decomposition reaction is when a compound breaks down into two or more simpler substances. A synthesis reaction is the opposite. It's when two or more compounds or elements combine to form a new compound. A double displacement reaction is when two different compounds switch either their cations or their anions with the other. A single displacement reaction is when either the cation or the anion of a single compound is switched out, but for a different element that is either a cation or anion, depending on which was lost. A combustion reaction takes oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen, and with heat produces water and carbon dioxide along with a fire.
How do you name a chemical bond?
You need to remember the prefixes. Those are these. If it's covalent or ionic. Let's say you have the covalent bond. This would be dinitrogen trioxide because there are 2 nitrogen atoms and 3 oxygens.
Wow, thanks. I've learned so much.
Wow, I just want to do some chemistry. Yeah!
Wow, chemistry is so fun.
Well, solutions are homogeneous, meaning they have uniform ratios, but so are mixtures, while mixtures are either homogeneous or heterogeneous, which means they are not uniform ratios if they are heterogeneous.
Well, this salt seems pretty uniformly distributed in the water, so I think it's a homogeneous. But is it a solution or a mixture?
Well, Margot, the salt's obviously a solute dissolved in a solution, which is water. Wow, stoichiochemistry is so crazy. Oh, hey Margot, how are you?
I'm good, just stoiching around.
What?
Stoichiochemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the mass relationships of elements and compounds, and the relationships among reactants and products in reactions.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, it's way cool, man.
How do you do this stoichiochemistry thing, Margot?
Well, John, first you need to balance the equation. Let's say you have this equation. The first step is you balance it. So now it's...
Now let's say I want to find how many grams of water are produced when 3 grams of carbon dioxide are used.
Well, John, you need to do this equation.
Wow, thanks, friend.
Anything to help the chemical community.
What's up, man?
I'll tell you, dude, the metric system is so hard. How will I ever get a D on this test?
You just need to know the basic units: meter for length, gram for mass, and liter for volume. Also, you need to remember the mnemonic device: My King Henry died drinking chocolate milk, my new pal.
I never thought of it that way. Thanks for the help. But I'm still confused with significant figures.
Oh, well, first of all non-zero digits are significant. Also, zeros between any 2 non-zero digits or trailing zeros with a decimal point are significant. But leading zeros, on the other hand, are not significant.
Well, that's good and all, but how do you round?
If the number is greater than 5 or is 5 and has numbers after it, it rounds up. If the number is less than 5, it rounds down. Now the tricky part is if it is 5 and has no numbers after it, then you take the number before it, and if that's even, then it rounds down. But if it's odd, you round up.
Wow, I might pass this test after all. The periodic table is so interesting. Mendeleev is the man.
It's crazy how the 117 different elements are ordered by atomic number, which is the amount of protons in each element, and it fits together perfectly.
Yeah, and they're organized into groups and periods.
And with groups 1, 2, and 13 through 18, the elements in each of those groups share the same amount of valence electrons and have similar properties. Not to mention, groups 3 through 12 are the transition metals. Those are my favorite.
The entire periodic table is my favorite. I love chemistry.
It's chemistry.
Mean nothing. I bees in the trap, bees in the trap. I bees in the trap, bees in the trap. Man, I'm been did dead. Man, I'm been popped out. And if she ain't